Hello everybody, it's DDK and we're back with another Quakewall video. So, I've been given another demo by Steve, my trusty, faithful demo giver, whatever you want to call him. I should ask him what his official title should be, and I'll let you guys know. But it's another game from Salvation, a draft match. It is Carapace's primary versus Paradox's primary, and basically the way this works is they got Division 1 teams, Division 1 players rather, to participate in a Division 1 draft league, but there was also a Division 2 draft league, and they created basically captains. Like they used Division 1 players who were the captains of their Division 1 teams to also be captains of Division 2 teams, but they wouldn't get to play in the Division 2 teams, but they would get to coach the players and basically take some guys under their wing to try and help them win Division 2. And of course Carapace and Paradox both have Division 2 teams called Paradox's Secondary and Carapace's Secondary, if you're wondering why all the names work out like that. That's kind of the idea behind it. But here we go, we've got a game on DM3, a map. The map is DM3, I wouldn't say a game, because we're just going to see this one map from this series. But we've got Paradox, Ganon, Capo, and Overdose, OD, for Paradox's primary. And for Carapace's team, Carapace's primary, we have Carapace, Grizzling, Meshuggah, and Niv. Or Niv, I guess it's Niv. Win backwards, whatever. I think it was called Winnie before or something. I just call him Niv for the purpose of this game. So let's just get started as per usual. Let's just go and see how the start pans out. I hope the sound levels are much more appropriate this time around, but we shall see as I upload it, because I don't want to re-record it at this stage, and I did test it, it should be okay. So Grizzling with the first RL, Paradox with the first Pent. Getting that mega. Let's just have a pause. Okay, so we have Paradox with the pentagram, we have Capo with the quad and the ring, and the lightning gun for Overdose. So pretty good start for Paradox's primary. Carapace's team, looking at them quickly, all they have right now is Grizzling, if I can find him. There he is with the rocket launcher. Let's see if he can survive, because he is the anchor of the team right now. Well, not the anchor, that's the wrong word to use, but he is the foundation of strength right now. If he dies, if he loses this RL, they really lose any strength that they have, and Grizzling desperately needs to get some armor, but he's aware that his position is pretty dangerous and only 100 health, no armor, and look at that, just can die so easily. Did he? I think he may have even dropped the... Yes, did he drop the pack? No, he didn't. Okay, so it wasn't a huge failure, but Grizzling not coming through there, and I'll just tell Auto Track to give us a player with something, and Paradox it is. Paradox with a rocket launcher. So Paradox is primary with a really good start, and 11-3 is the score at 1 minute into the game. It doesn't mean too much at this point in Quakewall, but it does really show you that there's no killing power for Carapace's secondary, and this quad should surely go to Paradox's team. If there's a crazy steal, wow, Niv actually coming in with that shaft doing a lot of damage. Paradox in trouble, Paradox actually dying. Great flooding work from Carapace's primary there, managing to eliminate all the threats of the weapons. But meanwhile, Paradox's Overdose was picking up that yellow and getting the new URL. So Overdose is the man to watch right now. There is a shafter still alive at the red area, but Overdose might be able to make a push onto that, but it seems like he wants to try and position himself at this bridge area to try and help secure more yellows for his team, help secure more weapons for his team. An argument could be made that he would attack for red, but I think also a safer play of staying and getting his team weapons is also valuable, as the other team didn't have any weapons apart from one LG, so really it's a decision that can pan out well, because they're not going to get... They have armor but no weapons, as long as Overdose can make sure that he's pressuring the weapons room enough that those red armors aren't going to add up too much. But here comes Meshuggah with his red armor and shaft. It's a close call for Overdose. He does enough of the work to try and kill the opponent with the weapon, but he doesn't get enough support in that situation. But a really unfortunate drop for Ganon there, shooting a rocket. I'm not expecting the quad to just jump straight down with that boomstick, insta-give him, and in a quick succession of spawns all on the same spot, the quad carrier does fall. Carapace now it's pretty, I mean, pretty even start. Like the controller switched here and there, and it's just gone back and forth so far. But Carapace looking to make the difference, looking to secure himself some control for his team. He gets the yellow. There's not too much he can do with this apart from secure the next quad. He can't really make a play onto the red just yet, really. So he's going to maintain position here, as we can see, trying to shoot those spawners down, see if he can get some good rocket damage in with some good positions. Maybe defend this choke point. No, he's going to go in for it. Notices that there's no one of the enemy team on this red area. Gets his teammate in there. He peeks in, tells his teammate who has no armor with the rocket launcher that it's safe, so he's not at risk, not risking his life through the lack of knowledge and making a gamble. Instead, Carapace, making sure it's not a gamble, gets the solid information. Carapace's team slowly building up that weapon advantage, easily takes that quad. Meshuggah is the man with the red and the rocket launcher. And the quad, of course, insta-gibbing Paradox with that quad SSG. What a beautiful thing that is to behold. Look at it. Or as Ganon would say, I can't really do it as well as Ganon. But that is Ganon's catchphrase, if you can really call it a phrase. Ganon doing a lot of shaft damage, exactly what he's known for at the red there. Meshuggah getting in a bit over his head, tackling Ganon's shaft there. But I mean, it was quite interesting that Ganon was even able to sneak in at that rate. A bit irresponsible from Paradox's team, perhaps. Sorry, from Carapace's team, perhaps. At any rate, Paradox's Overdose will grab that red, and with Capo there to support him, they're going to inevitably get that quad. So 2 rockets there secure that quad. They really need a guy to stick around on this red area. Like Overdose can take this red, clear it out and take it, but he needs a teammate to stay in the area so that he can go roaming the map after he picks up the red. But cleaning this area out is taking way too long, and Paradox's Overdose isn't actually able to accomplish what he should have been able to, and I think he's going to be really disappointed with that play. His rocket's not really connecting with anything, and with a quad rocket in this game on QuakeWorld, it can be pretty crazy that you do actually do no damage to the boomstickers in that spot. But unluckily for Overdose, you can't get them all, and he wasn't able to make an impact there. And we got this Pent spawning momentarily. We've got Grizzling. If I just pause for a moment, if we can look at the state of the game before this Pent, because usually Pent is quite a critical moment. We see that almost 5 minutes in, the Pent is about to spawn, and Carapace's team has 2 rocket launchers, and all Paradox's team have is the shaft of Ganon. If we look at Ganon, he's about to come out and attack this Pent, but I fear that he will be met with a swift fate, as he's not going to get much support from his teammates, as none of them have anything. So let's just resume. And Carapace does take quite a bit of damage from Ganon's shot off, but I mean, Ganon did, that's not enough. We can see Niv picking that one up. He needs someone to ball for him, and it's going to be Grizzling, so he can get the rocket pack, because he didn't have an RL. There's no way to drop weapons. This isn't Quake Alive. You only drop a weapon if you die with the weapon still in your hands. If you're able to switch away in time, the enemy can pick up your pack, but there'll only be your ammunition in there and not your weapon. So you need to die with it out. And Niv picking up that red armor is going to be really strong now, but doesn't want to get too overzealous, because although you are invulnerable with Pent, you do sustain armor damage through the Pent. So good safe play, keeping his rocket launcher alive, really, having done enough at that point. And they need to really maintain control. And oh, he catches Ganon out here. Ganon sneaking around the SMG area. Oh, dang, Ganon hits a direct rocket into Niv's face, which is going to throw his team back a little bit, because having lost all that armor means that he really needs to go back for another one. So his presence at this next quad is going to be questionable. He can maybe peek in and do a few shots, but it would be a pretty bad idea for him to get into the thick of things and dive onto the quad. You need armor to do that. Niv should really poke his head out though and see if he can land a rocket to help his teammates out, and Grizzling will win the quad after a kind of a strange circumstances, everyone bouncing around and falling down to the hill. Grizzling will win it, but he has no armor to work with. He's in a bit of a desperate position. 6.5 minutes into the game, we still haven't seen a team really pull away. In Quake Alive this would be pulling away, but in QuakeWorld this is not pulling away just yet. 30 frags can be attained fairly quickly on QuakeWorld, and Grizzling with that yellow armor just patrolling this bridge area, trying to find someone. Can't really push into the RA side of the map just yet, is content to just hang out and deal damage on this side of the map, secure his team more weapons, and just assure that he keeps himself alive. And here we can see he goes with his teammate. They're pushing with Carapace. They're pushing together as a team before this quad into the red area. Now they can set up some good positions. This is a really key thing. I think I talk about this in one of my videos. If you don't have red control, one of the ways to really win back red control is if you're able to win the briefing room and get two weapons, 2 rocket launchers, especially with yellows. You can push one out here and push one out the other side, and then start advancing yourself to these choke points. And if you can control these choke points from a close distance and block them, doesn't matter how much health and armor they have, they're not going to get through, and you can win the quad through expert positioning. But you do need the time, to set up, and it worked out that they had enough time to get in and set up these positions. It's not like quad was spawning 5 seconds in ahead of time as they were walking through these choke points way back here. So if we just spec back, we see Grizzling and Carapace looking pretty strong. They should be spamming rockets towards the red though right now, because quad is going to spawn very soon, and the enemy team surely should be making a showing. There is Niv, pokes his head out. Could have eaten a quad rocket maybe from if Carapace was spamming, but Carapace with a very low rocket count, perhaps not willing to spam away those rockets, and that is a good choice as he's going to need those rockets. And here we go. Oh, okay, sees the Mega, drops down for the Mega. I thought he was going to go for a pursuit. Does just jump straight in the water. Can be extremely risky, I gotta say. I mean, an enemy could have just picked up a shaft and boom, that's a discharge and you're dead. So Carapace taking a risk there, but it worked out. He gets the shaft time, he gets the kills on the enemies. Now they don't have any weapons. It's 3 rocket launchers to the none of Paradox's primary, and that's the biggest lead we've seen so far in this game. And Carapace even has, he has rocket and LG and some Mega left, and even a little bit of armor. He's going to be wanting to replenish that with a red, and that's what he's going to be trying to do here, picking up some spawn frags as he does it. I don't know if he has a teammate. Okay, his team is not really controlling the red. It doesn't seem like they're prioritizing the red in this game nearly as much as maybe they could do. But so far what they're actually doing is working out, because no one's going too crazy and they're being responsible about, sure, the other team can get the reds, but they're making sure they get the majority of the yellows and the majority of the weapons, trying to make the red more redundant. Carapace trying to set a little trap there, waiting very sneakily at the bottom of hill with that quad shaft ready to go, and there he does find the enemy rocket launcher. Overdose dropping on his head. So unfortunate for Overdose, but Carapace actually bores onto the enemy's 2 spawns at the SMG Telly corridor, and man, it's such a tough situation on this map. There's only 6 spawns, and there's 2 spawns in that little corridor, so that's quite a crazy situation. And Paradox's Capo finding some enemy rocket launchers in the SMG Telly corridor, who will prove problematic, but luckily for Capo, he's able to safely get into position on red with enough time to get to the quad. And I shouldn't want to be distracted by that guy, but he does actually manage to take Carapace out. Paradox picking up that quad, no health. Oh, Grizzling takes him down immediately. Paradox cannot be happy with the outcome of that, because he just needed a couple health bubbles, and even if he'd been aiming at the right spot, just 1 cell probably would have killed Grizzling, maybe 1 or 2 cells, or at least pushed him back enough. But Paradox unable to pull it out in that situation in time, and we do see an advantage coming back slowly for Paradox's team, but it's hard to say. It looks pretty even right now looking at the resources of each team, although Carapace's team does have more armor spread out, but the weapon situation is pretty equal, so it'll be interesting to see how this Pent goes. And here we go, Capo jumping down for it, gets taken out by Niv. Niv waiting on the Pent, wants to take it, but Carapace, being the lower player, does actually end up taking it, so I think good decision from Carapace there. Looked like Niv was trying to steal it a bit, I don't know what's going on there. Carapace with 3 rockets left, got to be cautious about his rocket count, so really annoying position to be in. Does get the quad pen, he's going to take this to red. He really needs that red armor, there it is for him. Now he's got to be careful, he can't splash himself anymore, he'll lose all of his red. Pick up the rockets, there we go, got some more rockets to work with. Just has to secure the red armor, he could just stay here, that's fine. Just kill these spawners, make sure they don't get, the enemy boomstickers don't get position on red, so they cannot be a nuisance. Gets a red armor for Niv, but Carapace himself needs it more than Niv now, so Niv's going to drop down. Carapace putting his team in a good position now, putting them in a favourable position as far as control is concerned, and as far as positioning is concerned. I've just used positioning and position a lot in my sentences, and with 11 minutes in, now it's starting to separate, now we're starting to see the difference. And Carapace with a lovely rocket there. Paradox getting pushed into an impossible spot with the rockets of Carapace, and Carapace finishing him off. And that's one rocket less for Paradox's team. Paradox's team looking to be in trouble at this point, as it's almost double the frag difference. 70 frags almost separating the two teams, and Carapace and Meshuggah is low, and Paradox Primary know it, but they cannot currently do anything about it as Meshuggah grabs that yellow, and the Mega is even waiting for him. So that is a pretty awesome situation for Meshuggah, pretty fortunate indeed. And what have we got coming up? We got the red spawning, yellow spawning. When his quad is in like 20 seconds. Okay, so we've got a decent position now for Carapace's primary. They have 3 rocket launches, a huge amount of armor resources, and Paradox though coming in from nowhere. I actually want to switch to Paradox to see if he can actually do anything. He has no cells, and that's a problem for his potential to steal this quad, but actually catching Carapace in the perfect way as he drops down for that Mega, even kills him. Wonderful rocket work from Paradox there, making the difference. If anything gets his team back into it, it's that play. That was huge. Carapace was stacked to the teeth with armor and health. Grizzling getting the quad, but with no weapon. What can he do with this? I mean, ideally he would want to try and get a weapon with this, I'd say. Try to cause harassment to the players, the enemy players on the other team of Paradox's team. Cause some aggravation with that quad boomstick in the water, and there's areas where the boomstick is really useful. It does get the red, but his quad is all over, and he does actually finally get taken out. A good attempt on killing Overdose, however. Overdose taking a lot of damage that he didn't really want to take, because all the damage he takes makes his team much weaker come the next quad, because Overdose is going to have to take another armor now if he wants to be of any use at this next quad, which denies armor from another one of his teammates, meaning that again, an overall weaker Carapace's primary at the next quad. But we'll see how this pans out, as Paradox, having been instrumental in that turnaround, is flying into this next quad. He takes the fight against Carapace. Carapace is forced to back off. He's too low to take a fight. Does some damage, but it's not going to be necessarily enough, as Meshuggah with the follow-up damage onto Paradox. Again, almost enough. Another 2 or 3 cells would have done the job, and Paradox picks up that Mega. Can play defensively now. He's done a lot of good work, and now he can just retire back to this red armor area, pick up some more, and make sure that his team maintains this solid foundation at the red. But it looks like he wants to be aggressive with the last few seconds of his quad, and actually gets a rocket kill, almost another one, completely dismantling the opportunity of Carapace's team to have any possibility of getting the next quad. Paradox is really playing well right now. If his team's going to come back, it's all because of these little plays he's been making. That was actually insane. And Paradox trying to get this next red, his team's still securing this area, so it's good. They're doing good work. 3 rockets to none, and they're getting the reds. They're getting the damage onto their opponents. They're going to make them too weak to contest this quad, and now Paradox going to pick up this next quad, and this is a clean pickup. He's going to go on a rampage right here. If he doesn't get discharged or something crazy, Carapace's primary are going to be in a lot of trouble if he can find their single weapon who's at Pent, and doesn't even mean too much right now. So Paradox ideally can just be running the yellow area and the rocket area, and he'd be doing enough. But he does find Grizzling. Grizzling doesn't have a weapon. It's Meshuggah, who is actually hiding at Pent still. And Paradox, is he going to find him? There he is. He finds him, and Meshuggah goes for the discharge. Doesn't work, and Paradox picks up his pack, and we've got a Pent spawning now. Paradox still pretty strong, but with no RG, it might be a bit annoying, a bit difficult to defend against anyone who drops from the upper area. But Ganon's got it covered, holding that upper window, as we can see there, making sure that Paradox's job is as easy as possible to get that Pent. Paradox picks it up. Now here's the rocket jump onto the Mega, and the beautiful series of rocket jumps showing the speed of Quakeworld as he hurtles up to the quad area once again, and it's going to pick this up back-to-back Paradox now, and he will go through, well, backs away from the SMG area after he realizes that it's completely safe. Does find Grizzling, knows there's an enemy there, does the quad Pent rocket jump up, doesn't quite make the next one. Oh, and it's, oh no, now he's trapped. Oh, that was so close. I'm glad he didn't quad ball there, that would have been pretty horrendous. But Paradox, again, instrumental right now in this comeback, but has no armor, still with a quad though, and he can just sit here, wait. He can be the guy that just secures this area now. He's the guy who needs the armor next, so he's the guy who's going to just wait around this red area. And Paradox's team have 4 minutes. In that 4 minutes, they need 40 frags, 43 frags. So, the pickup of the RA, the pickup of the red armor, quad spawning in 5 seconds. Looks like Paradox is going to want to be taking this once again, and who better to take it from what we've seen so far. Ganon killing Niv right there, back in that red area. Oh, quad bore there with that rocket launcher. That is really bad. If anything, that could really hurt their chances now if Paradox isn't able to do anything, but he's going to go just straight to the LG room. It looks like he didn't even really know what to do, just went to the LG room just because, and no one was really there, so he didn't get discharged or anything, so that's quite lucky. And this quad has done nothing really so far. Does kill Meshuggah though, but I'm not sure if he had anything. But it looks like their team still has control at least, but it's not as strong and not as convincing as it was a minute ago, and they still have to make up 32 frags. So they have made some frags back, but not quite enough yet. Paradox spotting Meshuggah with that shot. Meshuggah desperately wants to discharge him, and there we go. Misses the discharge on Paradox. You need line of sight from, I think, your eyes or something to the enemy, and the amount of cells you have in your weapon determines the distance that it goes. It's very strange if you don't know already how it works. I probably wouldn't be able to explain it to you very easily, but Ganon picks up the quad. Ganon, strong player under pressure, a strong player all round. Great aim, great movement, great everything really. The full package of a player, and this is the first time we've seen him pick up a quad. Let's see what he can do with it. Hopefully it's going to be more influential than that last one of Paradox's, and Ganon running into this LG room. Player's not very scared of the LG room. I mean, usually if you know the LG has been taken, or you're keeping count of the enemy weapons, it's not too hard to know that it's going to be safe to take your quad run into the water area. But do they know that? It's impossible to tell. We haven't got access to their communications fully, or their voice comms. But here we go, Ganon finding himself in that red armor room after clearing out the weapons room. 2 minutes to go, 20 frags. It's looking good for Paradox's team. Still with 3 rocket launchers. They've been holding strong control all of this time. Paradox moving up to get the next red armor. And Capo getting the quad, getting the mega. Is he going to get discharged here? Again, they just go in the water. They must be keeping a really solid track of the enemy's lightning guns and when they're spawning. It looks like they do know the times very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is the reason that they are so... They feel at such liberty to just jump into the water, as it can be quite dangerous unless you have all those facts. Capo trying to find enemy weapons, and there we go. See, he finds Grizzling. They are trying to slow spawn. They're trying to hide. They know that that's the best chance right now. Every time they die, it's 5 seconds time. It's a 5 second amount of time that they can sit there in the death screen before they can get automatically respawned by the game. And Capo picking up that lightning gun, picking off another frag. It's 9 frags, 7 frags, excuse me, 6 frags now, and a minute. This is looking like a definite win for Paradox's team if they can keep this going. They have 4 rockets, and Carapace's team have completely given up control in the hope of slow spawning, but slow spawning is too late. It's too late for such strategies. Their lead is diminished too quickly, and it looks like the game is going to get tied up. 2 frags to go in 30 seconds. Ganon trying to find the opponents, not having much luck right this moment, but his team is, and as long as they can cover all the spawns, they'll be fine. As there's only 1 guy to go now, there it is, tied game. Paradox's team is now in the lead by 2 frags, 3 frags, 4 frags. And there you go, congratulations to Paradox's primary for taking that back. Great effort there, and I got to say my man of the match, my MVP, goes to Paradox for managing to crush Carapace in that one engagement. It was really unlucky timing for Carapace, dropping down for that mega. His plan was to rocket jump back up and get position onto the quad, but just as he dropped down, Paradox came flying in from the SMG room and hit the perfect rockets on Paradox on Carapace, even though he himself didn't have it quite near the stack of Carapace. Those awesome rockets from those great positions is going to seal the deal and make it so that his team had some kind of leverage, some kind of breathing room, enough to formulate a comeback, and that's what happened. So great work from Paradox in that game, and a good job from the rest of his team to keep that control, maintain it for the rest of the match after they secured it at that point, after they were 70-80 frags down. So pretty calling it pretty close with 4 frags difference at the end of the game, but they managed to pull it off. So good game, guys, and that is all from me. I am DDK, and I hope you stay tuned for more Quake action. and it will hopefully be coming soon. So see you guys later.